Hello and welcome to the Stro Show. I'm your host, Alex, and my co-host tonight, again, is my beautiful wife, Amy. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
So we have a couple things that we are going to talk about tonight, or I guess this week's episode. I keep saying tonight on all that stuff I record. It's always nighttime whenever.
It's nighttime. It is nighttime.
So, I'm thinking that we're going to start off with a topic that actually we were just reading about. Mythbusters.
Oh, yes. I just found out about this.
Yeah, so, apparently, the three younger co-stars of Mythbusters were recently fired from the show. And, so it's just going to be the two guys.
Two old guys.
Adam and Jamie. They're going back to kind of, I guess, the roots of the show, which I don't see much of an issue with the fact that they want to go back to the roots of the show, but at the same time,
it's shady, the reason. It's shady.
The fact that they got rid of now they became major characters. The Carrie, Tori, and Grant. They became like icons in the show.
So were they the two old guys? Were they worried about their popularity?
I don't know. I know that I enjoyed a lot of the
Side myth busts?
Yeah, I really did though.
Yeah, me too.
They were fun characters, or I shouldn't call them characters because they're real people. They're fun people to watch.
Everyone on TV is a character. They're not real people. But
They're fun.
Okay.
They're fun people to watch on the show. But from what it looks like, there was a petition, all because Carrie was on the show, about the fact that she was gotten rid of from the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to have a woman on the show doing having someone representing the girls.
Yeah, and actually that's what the petition was all about. And I think it was kind of cool that people actually cared about it. You know, what's funny was when I first heard about it, I heard about them getting fired.
And the Asian guy.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Where are the Asians?
Yeah. Well, they're good at math anyway. Like, you could always find any sort of accounting job.
And he was awesome against zombies, remember, in the zombie
you're right.
run around?
Yeah, you're right.
So, no women and no Asians on the show anymore.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So, but it looks like that they might be bringing back new shows. It looks like possibly starring 3 of them, which is cool. I'm definitely going to want to check it out when...
What's it going to be about, do you think? Do you think it's going to be about busting myths? Maybe that'll be the title, Busting Myths.
Instead of Mythbusters, it's busting.
Completely different. Myths. Completely different show.
I think it's probably going to be science-based. I don't know if it's going to be, Mythbusters to younger years,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be anything like that. It probably isn't. It's going to be science-based.
It's going to be like Mr. Wizard.
Yeah, it probably will be. Mr. Wizard with 3 young crazy people. But which is cool. I'm happy that it looks like that they're going to be bringing them back. I'm going to have to keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, so, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so...
I wonder if they're going to bring in new people. Like, not popular. Like, people that the audience doesn't want to watch. To secure the other 2 guys' popularities.
Like people who are
like
just
the Walmart greeter. They're going to bring him on the show.
There was one Walmart greeter that was here that worked locally. He reminded me of Doc Brown.
Well, the Walmart greeters are usually very nice older gentlemen.
Well, this guy he looked just like Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Maybe that's his new job.
Every time I saw him, I wanted to call up to him and ask him to say 1.21 gigawatts. I'm not lying. Every time I saw him.
You should do it.
I really wanted to. And then I saw him out like shopping somewhere.
Oh God, you're a stalker now.
No, I just happened to be out.
A Walmart greeter.
I happened to see him out somewhere, And I saw him again. And I was just like, I just want to tell him just to do it right in front of a camera. See if he can do the same voice, same Doc Brown voice.
Okay, so my husband stalks Walmart greeters. This is what we've learned
He
tonight.
looked like Doc Brown.
Okay.
He looked like Doc Brown. Yeah, I feel like that's reason enough. He looked like Doc Brown.
Okay.
I don't want you to look at me like that anymore.
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes then.
So we also saw. I'm going to segue into another subject. Last night, my wife and I had a random conversation while she was half asleep.
Oh no, not one of these again. See, now
And-
because I said he was stalking Walmart greeters, this is revenge now.
No, you brought up how you were trying to get a
Wait.
peanut.
I was okay. Set up the story. Was I sleeping?
You were kind of sleeping.
Okay, and then
You-
what did I say to you?
All right. Well, basically, you had woken up, and then at one point we started talking briefly, and then you said you're going to go back to sleep, dreaming about the peanut in the toaster.
I couldn't find the peanut in the toaster.
Yeah, you said you couldn't find the peanut in the toaster.
Couldn't find it.
So I'm sitting here like, what? What do you mean, peanut in the toaster? Like, what peanut are you talking about? And why did you put it in a toaster?
I wanted toasted peanuts.
But you couldn't find it.
I couldn't find it. The peanut was not in the toaster.
Did someone steal it?
Yeah, it wasn't there. It was supposed to be there in my recollection of this event, and the peanut wasn't. And it wasn't in my dream. I can kind of remember the peanut. It was a big peanut. It wasn't like a peanut-sized peanut.
Well, I'm going to kind of take a step back. For those of you who haven't listened to some of our previous episodes, Amy has this thing where she'll wake up in the middle of the night, usually screaming about something. Sometimes it's a giant strawberry.
Yes,
at the
the
end of the bed.
giant strawberry episode. It was,
She'll yell about how I'm not the real mother, which is true. I am not your mother. I'm your husband. It would be awkward if I were your mother. So last night was another kind of situation like that, and we had to talk about the toasted peanut scenario.
It's been like foods lately.
At least last night it was. You were conscious enough to know that you weren't dreaming anymore, but you still had to talk about the toasted peanut.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
It was a little bit less of a dramatic scenario.
I can remember this. It was the peanut was the size of a piece of bread. So
That's a.
but it was round like a peanut, so it wouldn't fit in the toaster slot. But I'm still looking for it in the toaster.
That's a big peanut.
It's a big peanut.
It was. I've been teasing her all day about this toasted peanut. What did I say to you when we were grocery shopping? We saw the Mr. Peanut.
Oh yeah.
Display, which ironically had no peanuts on it. Like either they were sold out or someone put it up.
But he looked a lot more like my peanut in the dream.
So it was funny because I told you not to toast the peanuts.
Yeah.
I like teasing you about it.
Yeah, we know. Thanks.
Okay. Let's get on to the subject matter that is the one that we've really been wanting to talk about tonight. Avengers. Yeah. So we saw an image.
So excited! I can't wait for it.
We're both really excited about the Avengers 2: Age of Ultron. So the new Avengers kind of Avengers 2 poster, or I don't know. It's an image. It looks like it's from the movie. It shows the Vision, and those of you who don't know who the Vision is, he is a character from the Marvel world. And I believe, if I remember right, he is a key character in helping with fighting Ultron.
And I kind of wish Ant-Man was in it instead.
Yeah, actually, John and I were talking about that on the podcast at one point, because Ant-Man's the reason why.
But like old school
Ultron,
Ant-Man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Ant-Man was the reason why Ultron was created.
Yeah, and the Vision, I don't like him as much.
I think he built him trying to create the perfect helper bot. Like, he's trying to make the world a better place. Like, everything good was coming from it, or at least he was trying to do. And he ended up accidentally creating Ultron, which would end up pretty much destroying the world.
Yeah, I really wish they had Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, that's what I wish they were doing with this one. It doesn't look like it. It looks like, my assumption, it's going to be...
Tony Stark is going to be building him.
The one who creates him. And then they all have to work to destroy him.
I kind of understand the reason maybe they don't want all these scientists on the team, because they already have Bruce Banner.
Yeah, they're trying to
they have Tony Stark, and you need kind of a little bit variety.
Yeah, and I suppose it is what it is. And I'm sure it's going to be a really good movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, me too. I was surprised how much I loved it.
It was a great movie.
I mean, that was a movie I watched, and when I got it on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever I have it on, I don't know.
When we got it.
When
actually,
you
this
got
was before we were married and living together.
It was actually yours.
Yeah, it was my copy.
But I kept it.
Which she kept, which we still don't have in our own home. You left it in your bedroom at your parents' house.
Okay.
In your old bedroom.
Yeah. And, I took it over, and I'd watch that movie every night. I loved it.
She would fall asleep to it.
Yeah. Loved it. So I'm super excited for Avengers 2. They're going to have Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, which are, see, I'm X-Men girl, so, they kind of go over to the X-Men world, so yay. But a completely different Quicksilver from what we saw in X-Men of Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Completely different looking, more traditional Quicksilver, which is okay. I'm curious to see what they do with him.
Yeah, me too. I am. I'm very curious. So speaking of Avengers, I feel like this is a good way to segue into our favorite Avengers cartoon.
Yes. We would love to know what people think about the new Avengers cartoon, Avengers Assemble.
And then there's
the older cartoon that they got rid of was Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is
phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
We loved it. Loved that cartoon. I've tried to watch Avengers Assemble, and I just can't get into it.
Yeah, and then but I feel like if we didn't see Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which was a superior cartoon in our opinion, I'm sure Avengers Assemble would have been fun and on its own. But I feel like what they were trying to do was, they had a cartoon. It wasn't quite like the movie, and they wanted to kind of sync everything up.
Yeah, and the Earth's Mightiest Heroes really kind of followed more the comic book route.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, which it's good. I mean, the comic books are what made these characters what they are today.
Yeah, and it's really fun. It is a really fun show.
Great show. Wasp and Ant-Man are in it.
Yeah.
They have
Hank
leading,
too.
roles in it.
They also had the more traditional outfits.
Yeah, and they really juggled a lot of characters very well. There were a lot of Avengers featured, but it wasn't like you see them once, then you don't see them again. They handled a large cartoon cast.
Yeah,
awesome.
And it was a fun show.
It was fun, yeah.
It didn't take itself seriously, but it didn't take
Hawkeye was awesome. He was so funny on that show. Now he's just like, on the new show, he's just like super moody, but not funny. Like, he's always kind of moody, but he was funny on the old show. He's just kind of a jerk.
Yeah, and it really isn't the same kind of feeling.
No.
Like they had fun making the Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That's what I think what it is.
It felt very fun. It captured that spirit of a comic book.
Yeah, it really did. And like, they all had like fun little one-liners, or they're always teasing each other in their own way, and they were more personable. I think it's the best way to put it. Where the new cartoon, they weren't like Iron Man. I always he's typically my favorite character in anything Marvel, and even in a cartoon there, I had an issue with trying to even like him.
Yeah,
in the new cartoon, the Avengers Assemble.
Yeah,
and
the old one, he loved everyone. I mean, I was never a huge Avengers person, but I loved it, and I never really knew a lot about the Wasp. But watching that show, she was hysterical. She was so funny, and I really liked her. She was my favorite character.
Honestly, I think the biggest difference between the two shows is that our favorite one, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, didn't take itself seriously. Where the new one takes itself way too seriously.
Yeah.
Like the old one, it was like it took itself serious enough to, feel like it was like a good show to follow.
But it had that in comic books. You always know your favorite superheroes, especially like Spider-Man. They fight, but then they have these great one-liners or catchphrases that they have in between, the Earth is going.
Yeah.
They got to save the planet, but then they're still funny. And that is like the essence of comic books. And that's what they had in the old series. Yeah. Sad. We miss it. And I know a lot of people, everyone on the internet misses it too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And they really aren't happy with the change. And it's
but
like they had wardrobe changes, and character changes. They completely changed the voice actors too. And it's one of those, like, I feel like DC has learned from its mistakes with certain things, like when it came to changing voice actors and stuff. It really does throw people off, unless there's like enough of a gap between the two series, where this one, it was one ended and the other one started.
And the other one was supposed to be, take over for it.
Yeah, they almost acted as if it was like an alternate universe version. Well, basically, I guess you could technically say that. But they give you the impression it was supposed to be the same show, just an alternate new universe that was created.
Yeah, like more new, different costumes, things like that, which I wouldn't have a problem with if it's just a visual change, but everything changed.
Yeah, they changed the voice actors. They changed who the characters were, and how the characters were played. And it as I said, it takes itself too seriously. It's not.
It's not fun to watch.
No. And I feel like with a cartoon, it still needs to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and I feel like that maybe they disregard, I think, more, kids. They may think, oh, it's a cartoon, it's for kids. Kids aren't going to care if it's different, if it's like this one season and, different the next season. But they had a huge, adult following on Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I think that's one thing that producers forget about, that like the core fan base for a lot of these movies and everything are the adults. Like, if it wasn't for the adults taking the children to see this stuff, because they love this stuff because they were all comic book geeks when they were little.
Yeah. And kids aren't stupid either. You know what I mean? Kids know if, something changes, they're watching and this isn't the same.
Oh, yeah.
So
definitely.
It's just bad idea. Bad idea, Marvel.
Yeah. But what I was saying before, like DC, I think they kind of learned from their mistakes a little bit with it, because, how I was talking about the voice actor for Batman. Mm-hmm. My favorite DC character. Noticed how my two favorite characters from both universes are the rich white guys that make their own things. They, like Batman in the animated series, it was Kevin Conroy who played him. Later on, with a lot of things, they ended up not using his voice anymore, and they switched it up. And it had a pretty big fan uprising.
Yeah.
So from there, they ended up bringing him back for a lot of these other different movies that they had, and the games, like Arkham Asylum. in Arkham City. They brought Kevin Conroy back for those to play the voice of Batman.
Yeah, that's how they used to do it with Marvel with X-Men too. I mean, the characters from the X-Men animated series, they were in every video game, everything attached to X-Men, even years after the X-Men animated series went off the air.
Yeah.
That's good. We like continuity. That's
yes,
the
continuity.
Word. We love it.
Yeah, and I wish I knew what really happened with going back to the Avengers.
They just didn't care. They didn't.
Why they changed it? They had something good going on there, and they kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
It was almost. I almost didn't want to watch the end of the second season.
Oh, we didn't for a long time. We saved the last
Yeah,
episode.
Because we knew it was the
last one that they were canceling. They were changing it, and it took us a while to want to watch it because we didn't want it to be over.
Yeah, it's a sad day in the universe of Marvel when that happened. So, toasted peanuts.
I will find you.
So, well, since we're talking comic books, let's segue to Spider-Man 2. We both watched that.
We did, finally. Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was...
it took us a while to watch it, but we finally did.
Yeah, we finally did, and we really enjoyed it.
We liked it, yeah.
I feel like it's what the original 3 should have been.
Yeah, we like the Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
I like Emma Stone so much better than Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. She's witty. She's pretty.
She was in Zombieland.
Yep. Yeah, and even I like... what's the actor's name who plays the new Spider-Man?
I don't know. He's some...
New Spider-Man guy.
Yeah, new Spider-Man
I like him so much better than Tobey Maguire. He's geeky, but he's not Tobey Maguire is like pure. There's no like fun side. Spider-Man, yeah, he might be a science geek. He might have this, but he's also funny, and he's...
Yeah, his name's Andrew Garfield.
Okay, yes, Andrew Garfield. I like him so much better because he plays the geeky, but you can still see him as a photographer. You can still see him doing the one-liners, the Spider-Man, being that funny guy too, and not be in fighting instead of Tobey Maguire's character seems like just so like really, just like he couldn't even tie his own shoelaces. I don't know. I hated his character. He was not cool. Like you can be geeky and be the Spider-Man, but you gotta have that little bit of a Spider-Man edge.
It's funny. Like they brought Topher Grace in I think the third one. Do you know who Topher Grace is? Okay. I feel like he could have been a good Spider-Man also.
Yes, he has that. Yeah.
They brought him in. He ended up becoming Venom.
And Jake Gyllenhaal, I think they had thought about originally in Spider-Man, the first set of movies. And I think he could have been good too.
Yeah, I could actually see that.
We
also
could probably name a lot of people besides Tobey Maguire that could be a good Spider-Man. But Andrew Garfield did a good job.
Yeah, and what's funny is that when the first Amazing Spider-Man was coming out, I didn't understand why they were doing it because they had the other 3. It wasn't that long ago. It didn't feel like it was time for a reboot yet. But honestly, I think it was worth it. It was. I really enjoyed both of them. Having Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone as the 2 kind of main figures.
And
really.
Who was in it? Who was my favorite that we finally got to see? Well, we got to see her human part. Black Cat.
Yeah.
Love her. I so want her to be in the next
every
one.
time we talk about Spider-Man, that's who
because I didn't realize she was going to be in the... I mean, she's not as Black Cat in the movie. She's Felicia in the movie.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's it's setting it up for that third one. I almost want to kind of say spoiler alert because I'm going to bring up the ending briefly.
Okay.
All right. Well, spoiler alert.
You should have seen the movie.
At this
we
point,
haven't seen it
we
in
just
a long
saw
time.
it, and I've gotten pretty good about avoiding spoilers for movies, so I had no idea this was really coming.
Long time. You should have seen it already.
But yeah, they killed off Gwen Stacy.
Which happens in the comics.
Which does happen in the comics.
Motivating force.
Which I knew about, but I didn't think they were actually going to do it in the movies, you know?
George R. Martin did.
They actually... Yeah, I was really surprised that they decided to take that actual leap. Which it has two kind of... like it brings up two, like, I think, emotions. It's that, wow, like, I can't believe they did it at the same time, because it genuinely brings in that true worry about the life of the characters, especially in the future films.
Yeah. Well, he's single, black cat, you know.
And so now there's a genuine worry that I already said this, but yeah, when you see the future movies, will the next people who we really care about, like, is there potential for them? Are they going to George R. Martin other characters? Maybe they'll go outside of the realm of the comic books and kill off more people.
Just because.
Yeah, you know what? They're going to kill off Spider-Man himself and just completely end the series. Just go down in a hail of gunfire.
Could happen.
From, like, you know, like not even like an actual villain. It'll be like the city cops.
It ricocheted during training.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's really weird that they actually did it. I don't know, I couldn't believe it that they actually killed her off. Like at that scene there where it happened, where she's falling.
I knew, I thought it was going to happen. I'm like, oh, she's going. It's going to happen. They're going to do it.
Yeah, well, we talked about it, and all I'm thinking is that
you're like, no,
they're going to save her. That's what they always do. You know, how many times have Mary Jane? Because Mary Jane has died in the comic books also.
I wish she would have gone in the
And
movies.
so, how many times do they put her in that same exact scenario? You know, where she's falling forever to, like, you know, and to, it would have been instant death if she hit the ground, and they always catch her just in time. And then right at that scene there where she slams her head right against the cement.
Oh yeah,
it's like you saw that happen. It's like
I'm like, she's gone, and you're like, wait, is she
dead? Yeah, because
you're
it's
still
like,
questioning it.
The movie industry has
snapped her neck. She's gone, honey.
And she bashed her head.
Yeah.
She bashed the back of her head against
the ground.
Yeah.
And you're still waiting, and then
I'm like, well, maybe.
And then there's
because
like
it's
blood.
like, you know, the movies, they always do that. It's like, well, maybe she's, you know, they're gonna play it like, oh, she hit her head and she's unconscious, you know.
And then finally, when there's blood coming out of her, then you're like,
no,
oh.
even then, and it's like, and then right, you know, as it slowly processes that, wow, she really isn't gonna wake up.
She's not. Why isn't he taking her to the ambulance? Why? He's just sitting there.
Yeah, well, she in real life she would be dead on contact, and it was one of those. I was happy and yet sad that they did that.
Because we like Emma Stone.
Yeah, she played a great Gwen Stacy, and
she could have been a Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, she would have
made me like her.
They should bring her back as Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Like she's a great actress who really would have fit any role.
And pretty, funny, love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have to say that is all that we have for this episode of the Stro Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe to us on the YouTube page.
Do it.
YouTube.com/TheRetroAv. You can follow me on Twitter at AlexJonic. Sorry, my wife does not have Twitter, so you can't stalk her.
You can visit my website at www.amystronic.com.
Oh.
And you can stalk me on there.
Well, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening, and have a great week.
Bye.